16 medicinal plants that could transform your home into a natural pharmacy. What if the most powerful remedies for headaches, digestive problems, insomnia, and wound healing were already growing, or could be growing, just outside your door? Today, we're exploring 16 extraordinary medicinal plants backed by centuries of traditional use and, in many cases, genuine scientific research. Important disclaimer before we begin. Everything shared here is educational information only. These plants are powerful, and some have serious contraindications. Never replace prescribed medication with herbal remedies without consulting your doctor. Always inform your healthcare provider about any herbal treatments you're using, as many plants interact with medications. With that said, let's dive in. Plant 1. Aloe Vera, the queen of medicinal plants. Few plants have earned their reputation as thoroughly as aloe vera. Used for over 4,000 years across Egypt, Greece, and China, this succulent is one of the most studied medicinal plants in the world. What makes it remarkable is its chemistry. Aloe vera gel contains asamanin, a polysaccharide that scientific research has shown stimulates immune cells, promotes collagen synthesis, and accelerates wound healing. Studies published in peer-reviewed journals confirm its anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and tissue-regenerating properties. It also contains anthraquinones with laxative effects and saponins with antiseptic properties. External use is where aloe vera truly shines and where the evidence is strongest. For minor burns, cuts, eczema, psoriasis, and skin irritation, apply fresh gel from a broken leaf directly to the affected area. The gel creates a protective barrier, reduces inflammation, and speeds healing. For hair and scalp care, massage the gel in, leave for 30 minutes, then rinse. Internal use requires caution. The clear gel inside the leaf can be consumed for digestive conditions like gastritis, but you must avoid the yellow latex layer just beneath the skin. It contains aloin, a compound that can be toxic in significant amounts, causing severe diarrhea and potentially harming the kidneys with prolonged use. Some studies suggest aloe gel may help improve insulin sensitivity, but this must only be done under medical supervision. Aloe vera is also contraindicated during pregnancy, in young children, and in people with kidney disease or taking certain medications, including diuretics and cardiac glycosides. Growing it, aloe prefers bright indirect light, very infrequent watering, every 2 to 3 weeks, and well-draining soil. It's nearly impossible to kill through neglect, but easy to kill through overwatering. Plant 2. Peppermint, the digestive healer. Peppermint, Mentha times piperita, has been used medicinally for over 3,000 years. Its key active compound is menthol, which comprises 40 to 60% of its essential oil and has well-documented antispasmodic, analgesic, antimicrobial, and decongestant properties. For digestive problems, the evidence is strong. Multiple clinical studies have confirmed that peppermint oil capsules significantly reduce symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, including abdominal pain, bloating, and cramping, by relaxing the smooth muscles of the gastrointestinal tract. For a simple digestive tea, steep 10 fresh peppermint leaves in just boiled water for 10 minutes, strain, and drink after meals. For respiratory congestion, steam inhalation with fresh peppermint leaves can help open airways and reduce mucus. Add a handful of fresh leaves to hot, not boiling, water, lean over the bowl with a towel over your head, and inhale for 10 minutes. For headaches, applying diluted peppermint oil, always dilute. Never apply pure essential oil directly to skin. To the temples has been shown in clinical studies to reduce tension headaches comparably to paracetamol in some trials. Important warnings. Peppermint is not suitable for infants or children under 2 years. Menthol can cause breathing difficulties in young children. People with severe gastroesophageal reflux disease should avoid it, as it can worsen symptoms by relaxing the lower esophageal sphincter. It can also interact with certain medications, including some used for acid suppression and immunosuppressants. Growing it, plant in pots. Peppermint is aggressively invasive and will take over a garden bed if planted directly in soil. It thrives in partial shade and moist soil. Plant 3. Rosemary, the brain herb. Rosemary, Salvia rosmarinus, formerly Rosmarinus officinalis, has fascinated scientists for its effects on cognition. Ancient Greek students wore rosemary garlands during exams, and modern science suggests they were onto something real. Rosemary contains rosmarinic acid, carnosic acid, and 1,8-cineol. The compound 1,8-cineol has been detected in the bloodstream after inhalation and is thought to inhibit acetylcholinesterase, the enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter critical for memory and learning. Studies have shown that inhaling rosemary aroma is associated with improvements in prospective memory tasks. One study found rosemary water ingestion was associated with a 15% average improvement in certain memory tasks compared to placebo. The evidence is promising, though most studies are small and more research in humans is needed before making definitive claims. For circulation problems, rosemary stimulates blood flow. A concentrated infusion, 2 tablespoons of dried leaves simmered in half a liter of water for 10 minutes, used as a foot bath or applied in warm compresses, can help with cold hands and feet. For hair growth, rosemary has genuine scientific backing. A 2023 study compared rosemary oil to minoxidil, a common hair loss treatment, and found comparable results after 6 months for androgenetic alopecia. Massage diluted rosemary oil or a strong rosemary infusion into the scalp regularly. For muscle pain and arthritis, the anti-inflammatory compounds in rosemary penetrate tissue effectively when applied as a massage oil. Infuse fresh rosemary in olive oil for 2 weeks, strain, and use for massage. Important warnings. Large amounts of rosemary can be neurostimulatory and should be avoided by people with epilepsy or severe hypertension. It is potentially abortifacient in large doses. Avoid during pregnancy. It can interact with anticoagulant medications. Growing it, rosemary loves full sun and well-draining soil. It's drought-resistant once established and can live for many years with minimal care. Plant 4. Chamomile, the universal calmer. Chamomile, Matricaria chamomilla, has over 5,000 years of documented medicinal use. Its primary active compound, apigenin, binds to GABA receptors in the brain, the same receptors targeted by benzodiazepine medications, producing a calming effect without the dependency risk of pharmaceutical anxiolytics. For sleep and anxiety, chamomile is genuinely effective. Clinical trials have shown that chamomile extract significantly reduces generalized anxiety disorder symptoms and improves sleep quality. For a potent sleep tea, steep 2 tablespoons of dried flowers in boiling water for 15 minutes and drink 1 hour before bed. For digestive problems, especially stress-related ones, chamomile relaxes the smooth muscles of the gastrointestinal tract, reduces intestinal inflammation, and relieves cramps. It's one of the most studied herbs for irritable bowel syndrome. For skin conditions, a concentrated chamomile infusion applied as a compress can reduce inflammation in eczema, dermatitis, and minor wounds. Its azulene content has documented anti-inflammatory effects on skin tissue. For menstrual cramps, chamomile's antispasmodic properties relax uterine muscles. Drinking strong chamomile tea regularly during the days before and during menstruation can reduce cramping. In babies and children, chamomile has traditionally been used for infant colic, but always consult your pediatrician before giving herbal remedies to infants. Important warnings. People allergic to plants in the daisy family, Asteraceae, including ragweed, chrysanthemums, and marigolds, may also react to chamomile. It can enhance the effect of anticoagulant medications. Growing it, chamomile prefers full sun and well-drained soil. It's an annual that self-seeds readily. Plant it once, and it returns year after year. Plant 5. Lavender, the emotional restorer. Lavender, Lavandula angustifolia, contains 2 primary active compounds, linalool and linalool acetate, which together account for up to 40% of its essential oil and have documented sedative, anxiolytic, antimicrobial, and analgesic properties. For anxiety and stress, lavender has some of the strongest evidence of any medicinal plant. A standardized lavender oil preparation, silexin, studied in multiple clinical trials, has been shown to significantly reduce generalized anxiety, comparable in some studies to low-dose lorazepam, but without sedation or dependency risk. Simply having dried lavender flowers in your bedroom or using a diffuser with lavender essential oil creates a genuinely calming environment. For sleep, lavender is one of the most effective natural aids. Place a sachet of dried flowers under your pillow or take a lavender bath before bed. Add a handful of dried flowers simmered in 2 liters of water to your bath water. For headaches and migraines, applying diluted lavender essential oil to the temples and inhaling it has been shown in a small clinical trial to significantly reduce migraine severity. Always dilute essential oil in a carrier oil before skin application. For skin conditions including minor burns, acne, and eczema, lavender infusion used as a wash has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory effects that are well supported in research. For insect repellent, lavender is genuinely effective. Sachets and drawers repel moths, and a lavender infusion applied to the skin acts as a natural mosquito deterrent. Important warnings: some people develop contact dermatitis from lavender, especially with concentrated essential oil. It may have mild estrogenic effects. Use with caution during pregnancy and in prepubescent children. Always dilute essential oils before skin contact. Growing it. Lavender needs full sun and excellent drainage. Once established, it's very drought tolerant and can live for decades. Plant 6. Garlic. Nature's antimicrobial. Garlic, Allium sativum, is one of the most studied medicinal plants in the world, with over 4,000 published papers examining its properties. During World War I, military surgeons used garlic preparations to treat infected wounds when conventional antiseptics ran short, and the results were documented and effective. The key compound is allicin, which forms when garlic is crushed or chopped and exposed to oxygen. Allicin has demonstrated antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, and antiparasitic activity in laboratory studies. Importantly, lab studies have shown allicin can inhibit MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, a bacteria resistant to many modern antibiotics. However, this has been demonstrated primarily in laboratory and some animal settings. Garlic should never be used as a replacement for prescribed antibiotics in serious infections, but as a complementary measure, it has genuine scientific backing. Critical secret most people don't know: allicin only forms when garlic is damaged. If you cook garlic immediately after cutting, you destroy most of the medicinally active compounds. Always crush or chop garlic and let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes before cooking or consuming. This allows the enzymatic reaction to complete. For respiratory infections, 3 cloves of fresh crushed garlic mixed with a tablespoon of honey, taken 3 times daily, combines allicin's antimicrobial properties with honey's additional antibacterial effects. For cardiovascular health, the evidence is solid. Regular garlic consumption has been shown in clinical studies to modestly reduce LDL cholesterol and systolic blood pressure. Consume at least 1 fresh clove daily. Studies have shown reductions of up to 8 to 10 millimeters of mercury in systolic pressure with regular consumption. For fungal infections like athlete's foot, garlic paste applied directly can be effective, as allicin has documented antifungal properties. Important warnings: garlic significantly interacts with anticoagulant medications, warfarin, aspirin, clopidogrel. Consult your doctor before increasing consumption if you take these. Large amounts can cause gastric irritation. Some people develop contact dermatitis from direct skin application. Breastfeeding mothers should use it moderately as it can alter milk flavor. Growing it: plant individual cloves in autumn in well-drained soil with full sun. Garlic needs a cold period to form good bulbs and is harvested the following summer. Plant 7. Hawthorn, the heart's guardian. Hawthorn, Crataegus monogyna and related species, has been called the guardian of the heart by European herbalists for over 1,000 years, and modern cardiology takes it seriously. Its active compounds: oligomeric proanthocyanidins, flavonoids, vitexin, quercetin, and triterpene acids, work synergistically to strengthen cardiac muscle, improve coronary blood flow, and help regulate heart rhythm. Unlike many cardiac medications that force the heart to work in a specific way, Hawthorn nourishes and tones cardiac function gently and naturally. Clinical evidence is substantial. A major systematic review of randomized trials found Hawthorn extract significantly improved exercise tolerance and reduced symptoms in patients with mild to moderate heart failure compared to placebo. Studies have also shown it helps reduce blood pressure and improve symptoms of cardiac arrhythmia. For medicinal Hawthorn infusion, use 1 tablespoon of dried flowers and leaves per cup of boiling water, steep 15 minutes, and drink up to 3 cups daily. For a cardiac tonic syrup, simmer 100 g of ripe berries in half a liter of water for 20 minutes, strain, add equal weight of honey, and reduce to syrup consistency. Take 1 tablespoon 3 times daily. Warning: critical warnings. This is the most important contraindication in this entire guide. Hawthorn can significantly potentiate cardiac medications, especially digitalis glycosides. Never use Hawthorn if you are taking heart medications without strict medical supervision. It can also lower blood pressure, so caution is needed if you already take antihypertensives. Any heart condition requires professional medical oversight. Use Hawthorn only as a complementary treatment under medical guidance. Plant 8. Yarrow, the ancient wound healer. Yarrow, Achillea millefolium, takes its scientific name from the Greek hero Achilles, who according to legend used it to treat his soldiers' wounds. This is likely not mere myth. Yarrow's hemostatic, bleeding-stopping properties are real and scientifically documented. Its key compounds include sesquiterpenes, flavonoids, tannins, and alkaloids. The tannins create an astringent effect that helps close blood vessels and stop bleeding. Laboratory and clinical studies have confirmed its hemostatic and anti-inflammatory properties. For bleeding wounds, crush fresh yarrow leaves into a paste and apply directly with firm pressure. The bleeding will slow significantly within minutes. This is a genuine first aid application with documented effectiveness. Clean the wound properly afterward and seek medical attention for deep cuts. For heavy menstrual bleeding, drink an infusion of 1 tablespoon of dried yarrow per cup of boiling water 3 times daily during heavy flow days. Its astringent properties can help reduce excessive bleeding. For fever reduction, yarrow has diaphoretic properties. It promotes sweating, which helps the body cool itself. A gentle infusion taken frequently during fever can be helpful, especially in children. Consult your pediatrician. For digestive problems, including gastritis and stomach ulcers, yarrow's anti-inflammatory and wound-healing properties work on the gastric mucosa. Drink a gentle infusion 3 times daily between meals. For circulatory problems, including varicose veins, apply concentrated yarrow compresses to affected areas twice daily. Its tannins strengthen capillary walls over time. Important warnings: yarrow can cause photosensitivity. Avoid direct sun after topical application. It may stimulate uterine contractions and must be avoided during pregnancy. Some people develop skin allergies with prolonged use. Plant 9. Sage, the sacred purifier. Sage, Salvia officinalis, takes its name from the Latin salver, to save or heal. A medieval proverb asked, "Why should anyone die who has sage growing in their garden?" And while that's an overstatement, sage's medicinal properties are genuinely impressive. Its active compounds include rosmarinic acid, flavonoids, tannins, and volatile compounds including 1,8-cineol. Thujone is also present and has antimicrobial and stimulant properties, but in large amounts it can be neurotoxic, which is why sage must be used in moderation. For mouth and throat problems, sage may be the most effective herbal remedy in existence. Its antimicrobial and astringent properties make it ideal for gingivitis, mouth ulcers, sore throats, and tonsillitis. Prepare a concentrated infusion and gargle or rinse for 5 minutes, 3 times daily. Multiple clinical studies have confirmed its effectiveness for throat infections. For menopausal hot flashes and excessive sweating, sage is clinically proven to be effective. Several randomized controlled trials have shown sage extract significantly reduces the frequency and intensity of hot flashes. Drink a mild infusion, half a teaspoon of dried leaves per cup, twice daily. Cold infusion is more effective for this use. For memory and cognitive function, sage has genuine evidence behind it. Studies have shown that sage extract inhibits acetylcholinesterase, as does rosemary, and that regular sage consumption improves memory performance in healthy adults and may slow cognitive decline in early Alzheimer's disease. However, the specific claim of 40% improvement in the original text is not supported by published studies and has been removed. For hair and scalp care, especially oily hair or dandruff, sage rinse, strong infusion used as a final rinse after shampoo, regulates oil production and combats fungal growth. Important warnings. Thujone in sage is toxic in large amounts. Do not consume more than 1 cup of sage tea daily, and do not use for extended periods. It is contraindicated during pregnancy and breastfeeding. It can interact with epilepsy medications, anti-diabetic drugs, and sedatives. Plant 10. Calendula, the skin healer. Calendula officinalis, deserves to be in every home medicine cabinet. Its golden flowers contain saponins, flavonoids, quercetin, rutin, carotenoids, essential oils, and resins that combine to produce uniquely powerful anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, wound healing, and tissue regenerating effects. For non-healing wounds, skin ulcers, and infected cuts, calendula is extraordinarily effective. Studies have confirmed it accelerates tissue repair by stimulating granulation tissue formation and epithelialization. Make a simple ointment by mixing powdered dried flowers with petroleum jelly or coconut oil, 1:4 ratio, and apply twice daily to clean wounds. For minor burns, apply cold calendula infusion immediately. Change compresses every 15 minutes for the first hour. Its analgesic properties reduce pain, and its healing compounds accelerate recovery. For eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis, calendula is often more effective than over-the-counter hydrocortisone cream for mild cases. Its anti-inflammatory properties reduce redness and itching, while its regenerative effects restore the skin barrier. Use the infusion as a body wash or add a liter of concentrated infusion to bath water. For acne, use calendula infusion as a facial toner after cleansing. Antimicrobial properties fight the bacteria that cause breakouts, while healing compounds reduce scarring. For infant diaper rash, calendula is one of the safest options available, gentle enough for the most sensitive skin. Wash the area with a mild infusion, then apply calendula ointment. For oral wounds, including mouth ulcers and post-extraction healing, use a concentrated infusion as a mouthwash 3 times daily. To make medicinal calendula oil, fill a jar with fresh flowers and cover completely with good quality olive oil. Leave in sunlight for 2 weeks, shaking daily. Strain and store in dark bottles. This oil keeps its properties for up to 2 years. Growing it. Calendula is one of the easiest plants to grow. It self-seeds and blooms continuously from spring to the first frost. Full sun preferred, but tolerates partial shade. Harvest flowers in the morning after the dew evaporates. Safety. Calendula is extremely safe and rarely causes adverse effects. People allergic to the Asteraceae plant family should do a patch test before extensive use. Plant 11. Echinacea, immune system fortifier. Echinacea purpurea and related species, is one of the most scientifically studied herbs for immune support. Native Americans considered it sacred and used it as their primary remedy for infections and wounds. Today, it is one of the best-selling herbal medicines in the world, and the research mostly supports the enthusiasm with important nuances. Its active compounds, alkylamides, polysaccharides, phenolic acids, and glycoproteins, directly stimulate macrophages and other immune cells. Multiple meta-analyses of randomized clinical trials have found that Echinacea modestly, but significantly reduces the incidence of the common cold and shortens its duration. The key is timing. It must be taken at the first sign of illness, not as daily prevention. For colds and respiratory infections, take Echinacea tincture, 1 teaspoon every 2 hours at the first symptoms. Prepare a tincture by covering crushed fresh roots with 40% alcohol and macerating for 6 weeks. Alternatively, drink a strong infusion, roots and leaves, 4 times daily. For urinary tract infections, Echinacea can strengthen local immune defenses. Drink concentrated infusions frequently during acute episodes. For infected wounds healing slowly, a poultice of crushed fresh Echinacea root applied to a clean wound can stimulate cellular regeneration and fight infection. Its polysaccharides promote tissue repair. Important warnings. Echinacea should not be used continuously for more than 10 days at a time. Prolonged use may overstimulate the immune system. It is contraindicated in autoimmune diseases, lupus, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and in people taking immunosuppressants. Its safety in pregnancy has not been established. Avoid during pregnancy. Plant 12. Ginkgo Biloba, the living fossil. Ginkgo biloba is literally a living fossil. This tree has survived unchanged for over 200 million years, and some individual specimens have lived for more than 1,000 years. Chinese medicine has used it for over 5,000 years, particularly for circulatory and cognitive problems. Its unique active compounds, flavonoids, quercetin, kaempferol, and terpenoids, ginkgolides, bilobalide, improve cerebral circulation, protect neurons from oxidative damage, and have documented neuroprotective effects. For memory and cognitive decline, ginkgo is one of the most researched herbs in the world. Multiple large clinical trials have examined its use in mild cognitive impairment and early Alzheimer's disease. While results are mixed, several well-designed trials have found it can modestly slow cognitive decline and improve quality of life. Effects typically require 6 to 8 weeks of consistent use. A standard preparation involves macerating 100 g of dried leaves in 500 milliliters of 40% alcohol for 1 month, then taking 20 drops 3 times daily. For peripheral circulatory disorders, including Raynaud's syndrome, cold hands and feet, and intermittent claudication, ginkgo has strong clinical evidence. It dilates small blood vessels and improves blood fluidity. For tinnitus, ringing in the ears, especially when caused by circulatory problems, ginkgo has shown effectiveness in some trials. Treatment requires at least 3 months for full results. For vertigo and dizziness related to inner ear circulation, ginkgo may be more effective than some conventional medications in certain patients. Warning: critical warnings. Ginkgo significantly increases bleeding risk. Never combine with anticoagulant medications, warfarin, aspirin, clopidogrel, without medical supervision. It can interact with antidepressants. The seeds of ginkgo are toxic and must never be consumed. Only standardized leaf extracts should be used. Plant 13. Turmeric, the anti-inflammatory queen. Turmeric, Curcuma longa, may be the most potent anti-inflammatory plant on Earth. Ayurvedic medicine has used it for over 4,000 years, and modern science has generated over 15,000 published studies on its active compound, curcumin. Curcumin has documented anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antimicrobial, and neuroprotective properties. For joint pain and arthritis, several randomized clinical trials have found curcumin comparable to ibuprofen for reducing pain and improving function, with significantly fewer gastrointestinal side effects. The critical secret: curcumin is very poorly absorbed on its own. A landmark 1998 clinical study found that taking curcumin with piperine from black pepper increased its bioavailability by 2,000% in humans at 45 minutes. This figure has been widely cited and confirmed by multiple subsequent studies. Always combine turmeric with black pepper. Fat also improves absorption, as curcumin is fat-soluble. For joint pain and inflammation, try golden paste. 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder mixed with a pinch of black pepper, a pinch of ginger powder, and a teaspoon of coconut oil in warm milk. Drink twice daily. Alternatively, take 1 teaspoon of turmeric paste, turmeric plus black pepper plus a little water, 3 times daily with meals. For digestive inflammation, gastritis, ulcerative colitis, curcumin has genuine clinical evidence. It reduces intestinal inflammation, protects the gastric mucosa, and combats Helicobacter pylori. For skin conditions including psoriasis and acne, a face mask of turmeric, natural yogurt, and honey applied for 30 minutes can reduce inflammation and scarring. For liver health, curcumin has shown hepatoprotective effects. It reduces liver inflammation and may help protect liver cells from damage. Particularly useful for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Important warnings. Turmeric can potentiate anticoagulant and anti-diabetic medications. High doses may increase risk of kidney stones. It's high in oxalates. It can irritate the gallbladder in those with gallstones. Avoid very high doses during pregnancy. Plant 14. Ginger, the nausea warrior. Ginger, Zingiber officinale, has over 3,000 years of medicinal use in Asian cultures. Its active compounds, gingerols and shogales, give it its characteristic spicy heat and its medicinal properties: antiemetic, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, circulatory stimulating, and thermogenic. For nausea, ginger is possibly the most effective natural remedy that exists, and this is genuinely proven. Clinical evidence is strong across multiple types of nausea: postoperative nausea, chemotherapy-induced nausea, and morning sickness in pregnancy. Ginger is even used in some hospital settings for these purposes. To prepare an anti-nausea tea, grate 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger into a cup of just boiled water. Steep 10 minutes, strain, and sip slowly. Up to 4 cups daily is generally considered safe. For joint pain and arthritis, ginger compounds inhibit the same inflammatory enzymes, COX, 1 and COX-2, as ibuprofen. Several clinical trials have confirmed that ginger extract reduces knee pain in osteoarthritis comparably to some NSAIDs. For a warming poultice, mix fresh grated ginger with a little olive oil, apply to painful joints, cover with a warm cloth, and leave for 20 minutes. For circulatory problems, cold hands and feet, poor peripheral circulation, ginger's thermogenic compounds stimulate peripheral blood flow. A ginger foot bath. Simmer 100 g of fresh grated ginger in 2 liters of water for 20 minutes, strain, and soak feet for 20 minutes. Is both effective and deeply pleasant. For colds, flu, and respiratory congestion, ginger's antimicrobial and expectorant properties are well supported. A simple syrup made with fresh ginger, lemon juice, and honey, simmered to syrup consistency, taken by the tablespoon every 4 hours, is highly effective. For migraines, ginger's vasodilatory effects can relieve the vascular tension that contributes to some types of headache. Start drinking ginger tea at the first sign of a migraine. Important warnings: ginger can potentiate anticoagulant medications. Consult your doctor. It may lower blood pressure further if combined with antihypertensives. Very high doses can cause heartburn in sensitive people. Plant 15. Dandelion, the misunderstood healer. Most people wage war on dandelion, Taraxacum officinale, in their gardens. They should be harvesting it instead. Every part of this weed has specific, potent, well-documented medicinal properties. Its active compounds include taraxacin, taraxacirin, phenolic acids, flavonoids, triterpene saponins, and an extraordinary concentration of vitamins A, C, and K, plus potassium, iron, and calcium. The roots contain inulin, a prebiotic fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria. For liver health, dandelion root is genuinely powerful. It stimulates bile production, improves the liver's detoxification function, and some studies suggest it may help regenerate damaged liver cells. Prepare a root decoction by simmering 1 tablespoon of crushed dried roots in 2 cups of water for 15 minutes. Drink 1 cup on an empty stomach and another before dinner. The bitter taste is actually a sign of the hepatoprotective compounds at work. For water retention and kidney support, dandelion is one of the safest natural diuretics available. Crucially, unlike pharmaceutical diuretics that deplete potassium, dandelion is rich in potassium, so it doesn't cause the electrolyte imbalances common with diuretic drugs. This has been confirmed in clinical studies. Prepare an infusion with fresh leaves, 1 tablespoon of chopped leaves per cup of boiling water, steep 15 minutes, and drink 3 cups daily. For digestive support, dandelion's bitterness stimulates all digestive secretions, saliva, gastric acid, bile, and pancreatic enzymes. Young dandelion leaves can simply be eaten in salads for a constant digestive benefit. For anemia, dandelion leaves are exceptionally rich in bioavailable iron. A cup of fresh leaves contains more iron than spinach. Combine with vitamin C, lemon juice, to maximize absorption. For blood sugar regulation, dandelion compounds may improve insulin sensitivity and slow intestinal glucose absorption. However, this must be carefully monitored in diabetics taking medication. For bone health, dandelion is rich in calcium, magnesium, and vitamin K, particularly beneficial for postmenopausal women at risk of osteoporosis. Important warnings: dandelion can interact with diuretic and anti-diabetic medications. Some people develop contact dermatitis. Only harvest from areas confirmed free of pesticides and vehicle exhaust. Plant 16. Stinging nettle, nutritional powerhouse. Stinging nettle, Urtica dioica, has a formidable reputation from its sting, but once processed correctly, dried, cooked, or infused, it becomes one of the most nutritionally rich medicinal plants available and has some remarkable therapeutic applications. Its active compounds include histamine, acetylcholine, serotonin, organic acids, flavonoids, and tannins. Its nutritional density is extraordinary. It contains more protein than soy by dry weight, significant iron in bioavailable form, calcium, and high levels of vitamin C, K, and A. For iron deficiency anemia, stinging nettle may be the most effective natural remedy. Its iron is chelated, meaning it's easily absorbed without causing gastric irritation, unlike many iron supplements. A cup of dried nettle infusion provides up to 2.5 milligrams of bioavailable iron. Prepare by steeping 2 tablespoons of dried leaves in boiling water for 20 minutes. Longer steeping extracts more minerals. Drink 3 cups daily during periods of deficiency. For seasonal allergies and hay fever, nettle has a paradoxical but real effect. Despite containing histamine, it acts as a natural antihistamine by stabilizing mast cells and reducing histamine release. This is supported by clinical studies. Begin drinking nettle infusion regularly 6 to 8 weeks before allergy season for cumulative benefit. For benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, nettle root has genuine clinical evidence. Multiple randomized control trials have found that nettle root extract significantly improves urinary flow and reduces nighttime urination frequency in men with BPH. Prepare a root decoction, 2 tablespoons of dried root in half a liter of water, simmered 15 minutes, and drink twice daily. Results typically appear after 6 to 8 weeks. For rheumatoid arthritis, nettle has a unique dual action. Internally, its anti-inflammatory compounds reduce systemic inflammation. Externally, controlled application of fresh nettle to painful joints, a practice called urtication, causes counter-irritation that can provide lasting pain relief in some patients. Use cautiously and briefly. For hair loss, nettle stimulates scalp circulation and provides essential nutrients. Prepare a tonic by boiling fresh nettles in water, cooling, and using as a final rinse after shampoo. Massage vigorously into the scalp. Use 3 times weekly for at least 3 months. For chronic fatigue and nutritional depletion, nettle acts as a bioavailable multivitamin. Its unique combination of minerals, vitamins, and energizing compounds can restore vitality relatively quickly. Safety when harvesting. Always use thick gloves and scissors. Cut only the top growth of young plants in spring before flowering. Once dried or cooked, the sting is completely neutralized. Important warnings: nettle can potentiate diuretic and antihypertensive medications. It may lower blood sugar. Diabetics must monitor carefully. Some people develop severe skin reactions from contact with fresh nettles. Final thoughts: the wisdom of plant medicine. We've now explored 16 extraordinary medicinal plants, from aloe vera healing wounds to nettle combating anemia. Each represents thousands of years of accumulated wisdom, increasingly confirmed by modern science. But remember, the most powerful thing these plants offer is partnership with, not replacement of, professional healthcare. Use them as complements to modern medicine. Tell your doctor what you're taking. Start with the safest and easiest: peppermint, chamomile, or calendula. Learn their rhythms. Make infusions, ointments, and tinctures at home. Choose at least 3 of these plants and begin growing them. Start with the easiest. Peppermint, chamomile, and calendula will give you powerful medicine within months, with almost no gardening skill required. The knowledge to support your health has been growing in gardens for millennia. Now it can grow in yours. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before using medicinal plants, especially if you're pregnant, taking medications, or managing a chronic health condition.